Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Jeep surprised us this morning by introducing a new limited edition Wrangler 4xe model. And honestly, it seems kind of fitting here today in Michigan because, we've been down to the single digits, negatives when you factor in the wind chill, and we have about 5 inches of snow on the ground. But today we're going to do a deep dive into the 2025 Jeep Wrangler 4xe Backcountry. Now, again, this is a limited edition model that builds off the refined Sahara trim, but brings in rugged upgrades, some extra tech, and a more off-road focused personality. So if you've heard that name Backcountry before, it's very familiar, but it's not from a Jeep. It's actually from Ram. Ram used this nameplate on the 2022 to 2024 Ram 1500 Bighorn, or if you're in Texas, the Lone Star. And it was an off-road model that brought some of the goodies from the Rebel down to the Bighorn, and it proved to be very popular, but it was discontinued after 2024 in order to kind of push the new Ram 1500 Warlock package. So while Ram is not using it for 2025, Jeep is actually going to make the best of it and use that nameplate for the Wrangler. So what makes the Backcountry special? Well, Jeep started off giving it 32-inch General Grabber AT tires wrapped around 20-inch wheels that we've seen before on the Sahara, but instead of just being like chrome polished or machine polished, these actually feature a unique darkened finish. Now we've actually seen this setup used on several Jeep Gladiator models, so it's kind of nice seeing it come to the Wrangler. They look aggressive. The grip, they should be actually pretty good to grip on the trails, so that's also a nice benefit for the Backcountry. So for added durability, the Backcountry actually gets, we can tell right off the bat by looking at these photos, it gets front and rear steel bumpers. So these are the same bumpers that are used on the Rubicon as an option, and they look really good here on the Sahara. Now, one thing I can tell you right off the bat, which kind of stuck out to me when I first seen the images of this vehicle, was it's got black tow hooks. Now, if you've been following the Jeep 4xe models for some years now, you kind of know that almost all of the 4xe models have gotten the surf blue painted tow hooks. But recently, on the 41 limited edition model that we've seen, and now this new Sahara Backcountry model, we're seeing that they're painted on black. So it's we're kind of curious if they're going to do away with that and kind of get rid of the flamboyant, tow hook color and just go back to basics or what. But Jeep never really said nothing about it. But this is something kind of we've kind of pointed out in the photos. There's also a Mopar single loop grill guard for added front protection. There's actual rock rails down the side of the vehicle, so all this stuff is designed to handle, rough terrain. And if you love off-roading, you'll especially appreciate that Jeep added the Rubicon's Trail Cam, the front-facing camera, which can help spot obstacles on tricky terrains, so that's kind of cool as well. Now, to kind of round out the package, Jeep also threw in some unique topographical designs on the hood, the side vents, and as well as the tailgate. So it's kind of emphasizes the Wrangler's rugged capabilities, but kind of gives it a nice visual touch to make it look kind of unique. So, but when we look at the inside of the vehicle, it's very interesting because Jeep made sure that the Backcountry isn't just tough, but it's comfortable too. So there's a standard setup that includes black cloth seats, but if you're looking for something more upscale, you can upgrade to McKinley leather seats. And if you're not a fan of removing the body colored Freedom panels, Jeep has given you the option to, equip the Backcountry with the Power Sky One touch roof, letting you to enjoy the open air experience with just the push of a button. So that's kind of cool. Usually we don't see that on limited edition models, but we've seen it with the 41 and now this new Sahara Backcountry. Tech-wise, it's pretty loaded. You get a 9-speaker Alpine audio system with a subwoofer. You get built-in GPS navigation. You also get access to Jeep Adventure Guides powered by Trails Off-Road. So this system comes preloaded with the 62 Jeep Badge of Honor trails, but with an optional subscription, you can unlock over 3,000 trails across North America. So that's perfect for off-road explorers. And then Also, one of the coolest 4xe exclusive features is the Jeep Power Box. So it plugs into the Wrangler's charge port and basically gives you four 120 volt outlets. So it allows you to power small appliances, camping gear. It's just like the ultimate tailgating thing. So if you're going to plan on doing tailgating or camping or anything really with a plug-in vehicle, the Jeep Power Box is the way to go. So if we look at colors, okay, a lot of people like the different color schemes that Jeep has. The Backcountry will be available in 7 different exterior colors. So the first one's Anvil. That's that industrial gray kind of color with kind of a hint of green. There's classic black. There's bright white. There's firecracker red, granite crystal, hydro blue, which we see here, and you can get that new for 2025, that 41 color, which is that military inspired greenish brown color. So that's kind of cool as well. Now, since this is a 4xe, obviously it comes with the standard 4xe powertrain, which makes Wrangler America and Canada's best-selling plug-in hybrid. And it's been the best-selling plug-in hybrid in the United States for the past 4 years, so that's kind of cool. It combines a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, so the Hurricane 4, or if you really get technical, the GME T4. And it also pairs it with 2 electric motors and basically delivers 375 horsepower and 400 pound-feet of torque, which is best in class. Considering that's if you don't consider the Rubicon 392, which has the 392 Hemi, but nonetheless, it's got best in class power. So, being a plug-in, it can run on all electric range, and with the Wrangler 4xe, this one's rated at 22 all electric miles if you charge it up, which is about 35 kilometers if I'm not mistaken. But it's especially with the weather being cold here, like last year I drove one of these Wrangler 4xe's on all electric mode, and honestly I didn't get to 22 miles just because it was so cold out. I got about maybe 17. So keep that in mind, but it's still, like, if the weather's nice out in the summer and stuff like that, you can still do about 22 miles of all electric range in the Wrangler 4xe, so that's kind of cool. If you talk about combining, charging it fully and then putting a full tank of gas in it, the Wrangler 4xe is actually rated at about 370 miles of range, so that's about almost 600 kilometers, I think, if my math's right. So, I mean, it's pretty good for going on long trips and stuff. And the cool thing is if you're using the electric power on long trips, it does have regenerative braking, which a lot of people forget, but it will also kind of recharge while you're driving. So you can get some range back into it, and it's just to keep that in mind. So if you're going on those long trips, you can build up charge while you're driving. It's not like you have to plug it in all the time. It's not a significant amount, but it might be enough to get you a couple miles here and there. So let's talk about pricing. This is where it gets very interesting because, again, this is a very unique package because a lot of people want a more luxurious off-road model. A lot of their limited edition models and off-road models like the Willys and stuff is based off the Sport S. And a lot of people don't want to step up to that huge amount of money going into a Rubicon or a Rubicon X. So this package is going to be a very sweet spot for many that are looking at a Wrangler. And it's still expensive with a price tag that starts out at $64,290. And, the interesting, well, not the interesting part, it doesn't include the $1,895 you pay for destination. So, I mean, once you figure out that and tax and all that, you're looking at pretty close to $70,000. But, I mean, it's still cheaper than a Rubicon. So, you just don't get the off-road capability that a Rubicon would get. Now, for those in Canada, they can expect a starting price of around $75,290. And that doesn't include additional fees that the Canadian government puts on them. But you also have to remember that this is a limited edition model. So they're only going to produce 5,800 units for both the US and Canada. That doesn't mean 5,800 for Canada and 5,800 for the US. That means 5,800, for both total. So if you want one, you're going to have to act fast because we know that these Jeep limited edition models tend to roll out and get picked up pretty quick. And then no one, like I said, with the Sahara and stuff, it's probably going to be an interesting package to watch to see how many people pick them up. Now, with it being a limited edition model, here's the thing: if you can't afford it right now, if these models get absorbed pretty quick, meaning like bought or, just picked up by people very quickly, like it doesn't matter if it's leasing or whatever, Jeep looks at that, and usually we can see some limited edition models that are brought back the next year. So if this model does good, I can highly see, given Jeep's reputation, that they'll probably bring this package back. But for now, it's exclusive for 2025. So it's kind of like they're testing the market for it, and I predict it'll do pretty good. So it just depends on like interest rates and all that stuff going forward, and if dealers don't mark them up. So, so tell me what you think about this 2025 Wrangler 4xe Backcountry. Do you think it's an interesting package? Would you opt for this, or spend a couple grand more and get a Rubicon, not the Rubicon X, but the Rubicon? What would you do? I mean, I think it's a very interesting package. I think, like, again, I think it's that sweet spot for Jeep, that those who want more of a luxury model. And given that it comes with a trailer tow package, it comes with, the front bumper guard, or front steel bumper, the grill guard, the rock rails, and all that stuff. I think that it's a pretty solid package for the money. So let me know what your comments are. Drop them down below, and make sure to like, subscribe, and check out Mopar Insiders on a daily basis. There's more, like usually 3 or 4 articles written in there a day by me. And, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.